We've got a row of terraced houses underway here, and in this video I'll be building house number 4. I'm building a city here and trying to do things a little differently, focusing on the realism somewhat, trying to make this place feel alive, functional and lived in. I won't be copy and pasting any buildings, and I won't be leaving any of them empty. I've played on quite a few city maps, and as cool as they look and are, once you get exploring you often find most of the buildings are either empty or all decorated in the same way. Not in this city. In this city, I'll be putting full care and attention to every structure, block by block, build by build. And the whole thing will be live streamed on Twitch and uploaded to YouTube weekly. So let's jump into this week's episode and build us a house. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing, because next week I turn this thing into a clothes shop and an apartment. Now listen everybody, welcome to the stream, yeah, and I hope you're alright. I've had a busy few days, but we're looking to jump in here now, man, to chill. And listen, if you're not alright, just remember, man, it will get better. It does get better. But for now, should we escape the real world, right? And live in the same world as that little sheep does. Let's have a look in there. So cute, man. And play a little Minecraft, yeah, and just have a little chill. I'm really eager now to finish this street. I won't lie. We love these Victorian houses, very cool. But I'm looking forward to making some more modern builds. Should we get off this wall? Let's get down here. Try not to break our ankles on the way down. But yeah, I'm looking forward to finishing this street. Right, we're going to build some more roads. We're going to extend this road out and across there. And we're going to build some more modern builds as well. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. Lots to come in this scene, man. Lots to do. So I don't know. Let's just get cracking, yeah. We've got one more of these now, exactly like this, made out of this exact brick, which is right here, which we're going to put here. Now there's going to be a gap. This one's slightly different to these. There's going to be a little gap here, so I think we're going to kind of work on that kind of immediately, right? Not right, no further hesitation. We're just going to get back into the swing of this now. Like I say, it's been like 3 days since I last played this now, but it feels like I have never left. So yeah, it's going to come out here, right? So let's just get a feel for this now. We're basically, right, going to have an archway there with a little footpath, like a pedestrian kind of footpath walking through it. So a big shopping kind of centre in there, like a big kind of open shopping plaza, I guess you'd call it, right? A piazza, I guess they call them in Italy or something, don't they? But yeah, that's going to be quite cool. And then so that's going to come here. And then the next house will start here. We've kind of marked it here, but we want to make sure that we've got this right, yeah. Now, I don't just want a straight line across here. I think what we're going to do is continue this window theme. So, in theory, there'll be a window just like that with a kind of roof on top of it, just like that here also. And we'll bring this roof right across the whole lot, man, so that, we don't have a broken line. It feels still like an entire terrace. But there'll be this sneaky little entranceway between these two houses, man. Should be quite cool, and I hope it's going to work. It should work just as we envisage. But this is Minecraft. It doesn't always, does it? Not until you start getting the blocks in. So yeah, let's do that thing, man. Let's get some blocks in. And I think we start here because this one, once again, just like this one did, is going to be raised up by 1 block. Just the way the landscape works. So this is going to be its kind of floor level right here, 1 block higher. Let's have a look here. Actually, technically, right, thinking about it, it's 2 blocks higher than this, isn't it? Look at this. So like this will be the floor level here for the archway. For the pedestrian walkway, we'll bring it through here. We'll tidy all this land up at some point, yeah? Might do a little bit of that on this stream now. Lay a bit of dirt. Flatten the land off a little bit. Just get a feel for the vibe of it, yeah? But really, the builds are definitely the focus of this stream. But yeah, I hadn't really noticed that, but this is actually going to raise up by 2, this house here. So yeah, and I think we'll just take it up by 2 immediately here, probably, in all likelihood. Right here. So again, just like on the last one, we'll tinker with the roof design. I mean, I'm almost thinking we could just do it like that for now. And then just like on the last one, we'll make this little step here, kind of like, make that bit of brick disappear. That would be no problem at all. But yeah, it definitely steps up here. It needs to step up by 2, man, if we're going to make this work. And I think this window will just step up by 1. So what we can do, it'll be the exact same design, I'm thinking. Probably, maybe without the side windows, not sure, maybe just this central window, right? But we'll basically emulate this. Let's take it across and count, man. We'll count the numbers, yeah? So the red brick is the end line over there. So we ignore the red brick and we go like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it's the window gap. So if we take it from here, which is one higher, 4, and then it should be the window gap. Yeah, for sure. So let's actually get some, let's get our inventory organized here. I think it's the diorite. Okay, so we can just go straight to it. Get straight in and get the diorite. We're going to want some diorite steps. And I think that'll do us. Yeah, so actually, I mean, this can come right across in theory. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll count it above this. Let's just bring it right across to here for now. Theory, that's where the house should start, the next house. Yeah, it's nice to be back in here building, man. I won't lie. It's nice. It's pleasurable. A little escape from the real world, man. Like I say, it's you know, things are going all right at the moment, but they don't always for me. You know, I'm not exactly a stress head. But I do have my days. I have my moments. I have my weeks and months sometimes when things aren't going great, right? So, you know, if life isn't great for you, I've been there, believe me. And it does get better, man. It does always get better eventually. Let's just make sure we've got this right, yeah? So again, yeah, that's correct, yeah, because that's rising up from one here. That one starts there. And so this one starts here. That's kind of cool. And we'll just fill out this window a bit, because like I say, without actually having the shape of the window there, it's a little bit more difficult to kind of picture it almost, yeah. We'll just bring it out. I think we're going to need our potion of reaching. Really helps us along in these kind of building situations. We don't think we need a shovel just yet. We'll stick it there, yeah. Have a little swig of this. Yeah, there we go. Much better. Yeah. Let's just have a look at this window. I can't remember what we did on the top. Yeah, it goes up by 1. We've got a little glass block there, and then we've got the old diorite up here, just like this. Not like that. And then it comes down like this. Okay, so if we work this out right now, got a window of 3, and it's 1 higher than that window over there. That looks good to me. And again, what we've done is we've given this a little thing. So we'll do that now, just for the visual, just so that we know we're on the right track. Then we'll stick the little trimmings in later. Yeah, that's not a problem. Yeah, that's cool, man. That's kind of working. Let's build the wall up. We're kind of doing it. You know, you kind of need scaffold there in theory, don't you? We're building it top down, this, but that's okay, man. This is Minecraft. You can do that. So that's 1. That little half one's 2, 3, 4. Let's just double check it. Like I say, maths is not my strong point yet. I will not lie here. So actually, yeah, see, we kind of did make a mistake. Right? Above the white one there, that's 1, 2, and then it's 3. So there we go. 2, 3. And it kind of comes down like that, huh? And then we've got the grey bricks on top of it. Now we've got the little half slabs on our person here. So let's just use these, man. We'll make 4 blocks out of that. And I'm just going to double check this as well, right? Because it's like 1, 2, 3, and then it should be 4 above that one. Yeah, I can see what we've done. So this is why we double check it, yeah. Because this top one has 3 across there. It comes down like this. That's the design right there. So yeah, I definitely don't want this to be plain. Like the roof's going to come right along, right? But I kind of want to carry this design on. So if we play our card right, what we could do is get a little outcrop of a roof like this, just like this over the arch as well. Almost make it just feel like it's one entire terrace going right up the street, right? But this one's slightly different because it's not a house, it's a walkway. And I think that's it. I think we've actually got that. So I think if we could do this now, we should be good. And that's 4. That's what we wanted. I will just take it out to here for now, and then we'll count it again later, you know, just to make sure, man. We've got to get this Gotta get this right. It has to be balanced and symmetrical. Yeah, I think these come down one more, yeah. So there's the top line and then 3 steps. So let's pop that in right now. Okay, yeah. Like I said, I think we won't have those little windows on the side here. Just that central one, just like that, man. You know, it's kind of a visual thing. It looks the same, but it's not quite the same. Just let you know that there's something interesting to be seen here. If you've got an eagle eye about you. Again, what we got here? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, right? So in theory, it could come down here. Let's get on the floor. Yeah, so that's not exactly right there, is it? And that's cool. Like I say, just a rough marcation I kind of did there. Yeah, I think that works. And I guess we can leave that in for now. Let's have a look. I suppose we'll go across the bottom. Let's get this bottom half filled in, yeah? Now, we're going to leave that level of brick there. This house will be one wider than this. So we're going to have the one level of brick and then these windows, right? So it's 1, 2, 3 with the white bits on the side. Nice and easy. Layer of brick on the bottom. Let's get this in. Yeah, a little window for the shop. And again, we haven't really decided what this shop here is going to be just yet. I am thinking maybe a clothes shop. You know, we got our pharmacy there. It's full of potions, man. We spent the last stream packing that place full of potions. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Can we see? Let's go in there. But yeah, you can see them all in the shelves there. Yeah. Yeah, it kind of makes sense to be able to get your armor here as well, right? You got a little bit of armor in the corner shop over there, but this would be the proper place to, you know, fully kit out your armor. We're gonna have even dyed leather armor, yeah? Why not? Why not? And I'm pretty sure across the top of this, it kind of doesn't matter because it gets covered over, but I'm pretty sure we just do this like this. Yeah, for sure, man. And then again for the door, I think we've got 3. And then it's the next window, so we can kind of build out the frame like this. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 for the door, and then that'll be the next window. 1, 2, 3 for the window, and then down. Okay. Yeah, let's take you guys out, and then obviously swap you, I presume. Yeah, out for this. Should we be a bit more professional? Give this a bit of a foundation there. There we go. Alright. Yeah, so that's in theory our archway. Now, it's not. We're going to have some brick here, but I think we're going to make it sort of slightly fancier. We haven't got much room almost to make a really fancy arch. But we'll kind of see what we can do. Yeah, and again, right, because the level of the thing changes here, kind of like throws it off ever so slightly. I think what we'll do, yeah, just to kind of stop that being the case almost, just kind of do it maybe like this. I mean, it may well be that we have to bring this step back. We've had to do this in a couple of areas. Kind of don't want to do that. In fact, we can't do that there because we've got that gate there. So let's not worry too much about that. We just get a basic kind of design for the arch in here almost. Yeah, just kind of like that, yeah. This kind of makes it a little bit odd with this step here, doesn't it? It's really not much can be kind of done about that. You know, we'll figure it out. Maybe it'll be that we narrow this even more and have like a little gap or 2 here. And we have like just a significantly sort of narrower arch, just like that. And I'm thinking that feels a bit better. I can do with a half step there. At least we can get through. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Yeah. All right. That's progress. We're making some progress already. It's pretty cool. Now let's get back to the counting, man. I do know that this side, right, will be brought right up. So, and again, this is going to have to actually raise by 1 here, because once again we've gone up that step there, right? So in theory, this should be 2 higher than this one here, which it is. Yeah, so that's cool. So let's just work out where these windows are, man. They're right in the middle, yeah. So there's a window of 2 on the edge of that, and there's a window of 2 on the edge of that. So fill in the bits that we know need to be brick, yeah. It's actually, I much prefer building, I must admit, right? Just freehand almost. You know, like when you just building a unique build and you kind of just let it organically grow. Ah, okay, so look at error. Let's fix that immediately. But with these ones, because it's a terrace, yeah, we need to do the counting thing, man. We need to do that thing. We need to make sure that they match. So, yeah, that's cool. There we go, look. It's amazing what I don't spot in this game sometimes. You know, the amount of times I've watched the videos back and been like, I can't believe that I left that like that. That was wrong all along. And I don't notice it in game sometimes. It's kind of crazy. Let's try and notice things if we can, yeah. And again here, I think we presume then we've got this window, yeah. But it should be 3 there, so let's just see what's going on here. Yeah, so let's just count this, yeah. So from the end of the window there's 2, then 1, and then the window with 3. Right above the door, right? It's quite simple. Yeah, I think all that was that original error causing us even more problems. There we go. Is that right? Yeah, there's something something not right there, yeah. I'm not sure what it is. I think we'll get this window, and what we do know is that this window needs to be above the door. It is one higher as well. We'll kind of take that out of there like that. This is definitely right, so let's just figure out from here what we need to be doing there, right? That's right above the door. That's kind of perfect. Okay, yeah, I can see what we've done. There she is. We're giving this window an extra unnecessary gap there. Perfect. Now she matches. Now she's perfect. There we go. Yeah, beautiful. I mean, that almost looks like a one house shed. This was what I was going for here, man, for sure. And thankfully now we can just copy that window design, which is right there. And I'm pretty sure we were going to put a staircase in for the flat above, yeah? Let's just get this wall in here first. And it was 3, wasn't it, above this? I remember. Well, so what we do is put this in here. And then 1, 2, 3. Just like that. Yeah, she's coming together. Should we just take a moment here, man? Enjoy the view. It's going to change so much, this. You see, all this is going to be built over. We're going to have a little green area we're keeping there. That river's pretty nice there, I reckon. Just this kind of bit here. So we're going to have the road come here. A little bridge going across at an angle, which is going to be fun. It's going to be tricky. We're challenging ourselves to build like an angled bridge. But we'll do it, man. We'll make it work. And then the road's going to come across here at an angle and kind of connect down there. So, like, you know, I think that I'll just add, instead of taking away from that beauty spot, I'll kind of add. And I just think we'll have like a little water park almost. Or something down there. But all this here will all be completely built. And indeed, on the other side, all going to be kind of built city. Everywhere, man. Concrete. This is what we're doing. This is what this is about. We'll just double check this now as well, just to make sure that we're good. So in theory, that white block, right, should be over the one over the end of that window, and it is. That's perfect. That's all we needed. We stick that baby in our little decorative block. I can't remember what it's called, but I'm pretty sure that it is granite. Yeah. What is it? Chiseled granite. Let's pop that in. I guess we have one here as well, yeah, in theory. Maybe I'll change this to be something different, because that's like going to be the entrance to the shopping district. So, you know, I might just stick like a light block or something flashier in there. But for now, I think we'll just keep it like that. Just to kind of keep the design going almost, as it were. Yeah, okay, so there it goes. So she begins. And I'm definitely thinking that we're going to swap out these edge blocks. Maybe some like mud brick or something like that, you know, something that will fit with the vibe but is definitely different. Just have like, you know, the edge of the arch be mud brick. Maybe some pretty things hanging down off of it. And then probably, maybe even a mud brick floor for this thing. We'll see how that goes. I might well make a start on that during this stream. We'll see how this build goes. If we get the structure up, get the roof on in good time, we'll have a little play with the floor in there for sure, man. Yeah, but for now, let's build a staircase. Don't forget that this thing needs a staircase. But yeah, it's just, again, it's just a staircase of 2. It's relatively simple. The only complicating factor is that this actually raises up by 1 here, so... yeah, I will just take this grass away for now. And kind of... oh yeah, look, I've made the bridge all pretty, and we're going to take that away. It's a shame. But if you didn't see the last stream, this hole here is very cool. And we flew down there, and there's a massive dripstone cave down there. Very cool. Something worth treasuring, something we're going to do, something awesome with. I'm thinking have like, almost make it like elven. Like, you know, like Lord of the Rings or something, like, you know, like the elves, but they have them in the trees, like those beautiful walkways with lights. But we're gonna have them underground, man, wrapping around the place, like sky walkways everywhere. That's gonna be quite cool, but that is definitely for the future. For the purposes of this build here, we're basically gonna delete these railings and make this not feel like a bridge. It's just gonna be a street. But we're definitely 100%, maybe from this corner here, make a staircase down into that cave, man. It's so cool down there. It cannot be ignored like it. And it demands attention from us. You see, like here, for example, that would be the staircase right there. And that kind of works, yeah? It just means they've got 1 fewer step, if you like, to get up into the flat. Yeah, I think so. I think that should work. We'll have to be careful, make sure that it doesn't mean that we're too low when we hit the floor. But I think it'll work, man. I think we'll probably actually give them the same amount of steps. Let's get our calcite steps in. Just to be sure. What do we need to swap out? We could not have this. That's cool. That we do climb high enough. But think about it. It's already climbed that first step, hasn't it? So I think we can indeed probably just do this like this. And maybe just give this one 2 steps here. And then flatten it off. Yeah. We'll get a little calcite half blocking as well. We're kind of done with that for now, but we'll keep it just for now, yeah? Yeah, let's get building, man. Let's try and get this thing up. Like you say, we don't have to, you know, if the details are slightly wrong, we can fix things sort of later, but definitely need to just get the basic shape of this in place right now so that we know we're on the right track, and then we can just build. That's what we like. Yeah. I think that's pretty much it. It goes up usually by 3, but here, because again it's already raised here by 1, just by 2, and then another 3 steps. And then in theory, once we build the frame of this house, we'll know if that's correct. In theory, that's where the front door will be, right there. And I guess we'll just put that there like that for now. And we could build this right down to the ground, yeah. And it would make sense almost. But we're probably going to... oh yeah, I think we will actually do that. So we're going to build this landscape up anyway. But since it's not built up just yet, I think we'll just make this thing feel nice and solid. Yeah. Okay. In theory, that's correct. Let's have a look. Yeah, 1 there, and then there's 1 on the brick on the end, and that's like the end brick of the building. So, perfect. There we go. Look, we start to lose the bridge already. The first block of our bridge lost. Let's have a look. We're going to keep those columns in, right? We built those to support the road, yeah, as it crosses this chasm. And it kind of, even if the bridge isn't there visibly, you know, it still needs that support, I'd say. Yeah, we could just take this right up now, man. This goes right to the roof. Okay, beautiful. So if we played our cards right, that's the basic frame of this thing. Now we raised it up by 2 here. Yeah, it gets a bit complicated. I think we're going to take it in from here. Try and line this thing up. It's one more, isn't it? Let's have a look. Let's hope we got this right. Let's go for it. Maybe one more actually. Yeah, it was. That's cool. Yeah, again. Have a look. Yeah, the house will need to go in there. So just to end up deleting a bit of next door's roof, this is how it goes. Alright, so that's the edge of the house right there. But again, you know, this is the question we have now. Let's get on the ground here. Because we're going to give this thing a floor, yeah. I suppose we'll end up inadvertently having some kind of basement kind of cellar in here, yeah. This is going to be the floor of the build, right? I think we'll just almost add something else. Just for now. Just give ourselves something like a guide, someone we know that we're going. So when we're lining up the windows and stuff, and again, there's no reason not to just take that right down there, to be honest. But yeah, this is where we're doing it. Yeah, let's do it from here. That's the actual floor. I mean, maybe we'll put a damp proof layer in or something. Oh, scary, man. Yeah, we'll probably end up, you know, look at this. Tinkering about here with some soil. I definitely think, you know, take the soil across there a bit, maybe. You know, we may well just make this lava pond a little bit smaller. Just, you know, give ourselves a bit of safety. We can get a fence around it. But basically keep it there, man. That's a feature. That's like a dangerous feature, but it's a feature. Yeah, we can probably lose these. I think we won't lose these until we have to. We'll kind of keep them there. They can potentially stay there. It depends what we do. Yeah, it may well be that we kind of make this interior space here usable. In fact, it's kind of making sense that that is what we would do. It's not something we have to decide on right this second, though. Let's just do the things that we know need to happen, such as this. Oh, ready to warm our fingers up in this place, huh? Yeah, this basically is the basic design. This is the same for every single building. All these kind of brick blocks effectively go in the same place for each build. Kind of helps us make sense of it all, yeah. Let's build this exterior wall, man. And again, this one can be swapped out when we're decorating the inside of this place. We can swap this out because the next house here, like I say, is going to pretend that that hole doesn't exist. It's going to have a very cool secret in its basement, will that house? And it will also have an exterior wall. That could be, I call it cladding, right? Wallpapered. Technically what it is, it's like 1 meter thick wallpaper, yeah. Nice, man, this is what I needed. Straight back into this, yeah. Nice and relaxing. Forward progress. We can see the haberdashery then. We've actually reached the haberdashery now with these builds. That's pretty cool. And again, they're similar. It's like an old-fashioned street, this almost, right? It's the first street, you know, that we built in the city. So it kind of makes sense that it feels old-fashioned for me. No, it's historical. This is like the historical street, man. Nice. Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, kind of did some rough calculations. Yeah, it looks like it, doesn't it? There's just going to be another two of these houses, one there and one there, and we will indeed have a gap there. Yeah, I've always wanted to keep that tree there. Again, it's historical, man. That tree, it's an original tree that's always been on the map, so nice to keep it. There's plenty of room there actually to bring some kind of staircase down into that cave. And again, have a whole other row of houses going down there, man. It's gonna be cool. But they will definitely be, excuse me, a more kind of contemporary design, not old-fashioned like these ones. You know, we'll get modern with those ones. Not sure exactly what yet, what style we're going to go for, but we will have fun both deciding on the style and realizing the dream, as it were, making it happen. This grass, I tell you. Okay, so there's our kind of proper floor level here, and I think let's just get on the ground here. What we'll probably do is just fill out some soil. I mean, it kind of makes sense, maybe, just to continue the wall down, just in case we do indeed give this thing like a basement. Just to there like that. Yeah, let's just get some dirt in our inventory. It's always handy. I don't really need a shovel here. You know, we're in creative. We just bash it with our fists. Yeah, just to sort of tidy this up a bit around here. Alright, that'll do it. And again, a bit more deletion of the bridge. That's cool, man. This has to happen. Yeah, so let's just have a quick another quick look, right? We've got a little window in here, yeah, so it's two, let's take it from the roof, yeah. So from the block besides the white block, it's 3. Yeah, do we need to build this? Oh yeah, okay, so no. Yeah, no. We need to build this up by 1. That's what needs to happen there. Let's just see, because where does this actually technically rise then? Yeah, because I definitely know for a fact that behind these steps is brick. So we'll kind of need it here as well. I don't suppose it matters what happens there, because that's going to be a roof anyway popping out, right? So we'll just leave that there like that. It looks a little bit odd almost, but I think that's just kind of how it has to be. Yeah. We'll keep it like that. We'll put the roof slats in shortly, actually, just to hide that, because it's kind of like you know, a bit annoying. You know, make sure that we can get rid of that properly. But I think we'll be alright there. I think that's how it goes, just like that. And then we have it like this. Little square of 4, and then there's 2, and then the archway. Okay, yeah. Let's get our brown brick and grab a little step. I think we're done with the calcite steps. Remember, we put those up there like that. And again, we'll just have a little double check now, a little count to make sure we got the design right. So from that top step there, oh, in fact, there might be one shorter. 1, 2, 3. There's probably 4 here, because the pavement raises up beneath us. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, but 3 there. That's cool. That is correct. All right. Yeah, there she is. So that's it. Let's take this whole thing up by 1. Get rid of these. And again, I'm not sure what we're going to do there. We'll figure that out shortly when we're doing the roof. But for now, yeah, definitely need to warm our fingers up here, yo. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it'll likely be that we end up deleting these, right? Putting those steps back in and we'll raise the roof up. But it all just depends on how this one comes across, man. Let's have a quick look on there, because do we have a block above that? Let's get our step in. That's not what we're looking for. This is what we're looking for. Yeah, no, there is, right, but it's not a brick block. So let's kind of start this now. And just delete that so it doesn't confuse us. Yeah, no, I can see what we're doing here now. It all kind of makes much more sense once you sort of got the roof in, yeah. And again, here's what we could do. Let's have it like that. Or indeed, let's just do this properly, man. And I think we'll just use the half slab. Right there. Because we do have a little half slab on top of there as well, right? It comes right to the front. And let's just build this out. Make sure this all makes sense. All this is correct. Yeah, again, that one can go like that. Yeah, and I suppose it will come out even one more there. And then this one also. Like this. Yeah, that's it, man, that's it. Beautiful. Yeah, okay. There we go. Nice chill music comes in just in time. Just as we figure out that I think we probably got this right here. Yeah, and again, just one more down there. I think that means we've run out of potion reaching. I'm going to worry about that right now. Let's just get these little babies in. And we give it a little peek, just like that. Yeah. Alright. I might as well finish this off while we're here. Yeah, we've got the blocks on us. It does make it feel a bit nicer. Stick a little something in there, and again, there. Yeah, cool, man. I think that's it. I think we'll go and do the same now on the rear roof, and then we'll finish the wall, and we make progress. You know, they're getting faster and faster, these, as we go along, to be fair. Yeah, we kind of got the design sort of down almost now. Yeah, for sure, man. Alright. And again, because this end has a gable, which kind of complicates it because of this thing. So I think what we'll actually do probably first, let's get these walls in. Get on the ground and do these ones. Yeah, because it's still undecided, like whether or not, in theory, some of these should have like a back door. You know, these ones do have a back door because we built a little extension. Now these ones can't really. Oh, I tell you what are we doing. I tell you what, actually, let's get this sidewall in there now. And it's definitely here. We know it's here. Yeah. But I think we just delete this whole thing for now, like this. Not you. Excuse me. Yeah, because like I say, at a certain point here, I think we'll get the floor in. And we probably will. I think we might as well, yeah, because then in theory, make this a usable space. I was considering just putting like plain glass, you know, like a stained glass, sorry, window in there. And just having this open here, this archway to the roof almost. But I don't know, maybe we don't do that. Maybe we do kind of build a floor across here. And then indeed, at least if you're inside the attics of these things, you can kind of traverse the entire row from the top almost. That might be quite cool. We won't worry about that this second. Let's just get this actual house in. Yeah, just like that. It doesn't feel like a house, does it, until it's got windows, I don't think. So we'll work on some windows as well. Get these back windows in. As soon as we've got the walls done, and then we'll work on the roof. Let's just change this up a bit. Just do it like this for a while. Block by block. Take our time. Yeah, because this is kind of why I wanted this here. This is going to be the floor here, so you know, it kind of steps up by 2. So I don't know, maybe just no back door here, or maybe there is. We'll decide on that later, yeah. Okay, it's a windowless house, and again this steps up by 2, this house here, so quite a jump in these windows, yeah. Let's do this wall here, man. Get all the walls in. This thing really starts to feel like a house, like a structure of its own. We can decide what to do with the kind of arch walkway a little bit later in the stream. Yeah, it's going to be a bit dingy in there almost, isn't it? And we'll definitely make it feel jazzy. You know, it's a shopping kind of walkway, you know, you want it to be inviting, you want people to not be scared to go in there in case they're going to get like mugged or something, you know, you want it to be warm and cozy, so we'll do something nice with this. It'll be a nice walkway, yeah, maybe even some shopping stalls on the side, or maybe just some benches or something like that, who knows, but definitely a lot of light blocks I'm feeling we'll use. I mean, we could even lose one space on the inside so that we'd gain a space in here, but I don't think we'll do that, man. We'll keep the design of the house the same as the other ones. And then we basically clad this wall. And that's cool. Kind of how it worked out on the other buildings as well. We clad it right up to the window. So the wall ends up being right on the kind of window side. You know, ideally, I wouldn't have necessarily wanted it like that, but I kind of didn't want to make these houses too wide. They ended up being a bit too big. You know, they're supposed to be dainty Victorian houses, not big giant things. So we kind of sacrificed a little bit of space inside just to get the scale right almost. You know, we're going to build even smaller terraces in the residential area. We're going to have like residential streets. So we'll have houses half its width. You know, probably actually like to there, I guess. That would be the house, yeah. And I say decorating inside of those things is going to be tricky, man. Get on the ground here. Let's close this off. Oh. I was suddenly conscious of that lava. We're miles away from that lava, yeah. This grass, I'll tell you. Yeah, okay, so again, this will probably all end up being buried. I don't know how we're gonna... Yeah, I guess we will. We'll build all this grass up here by one and maybe have that lava lake will be kind of like, you know, down in a little ditch almost. But yeah, it feels a bit dingy here now, doesn't it? It'll feel even dingier, man, once we put this floor in. And I think we will just briefly start on this floor now, just so we can get the wall in on this other side now. I'm thinking, like, if we don't... Could start the floor here, but almost thinking we want as much height in this place as possible. You know, through this archway. Let's just imagine that this was the floor. Boy. So... Yeah, kind of be like that, yeah. And again, I think we'll kind of just have a window on the other side. Just make it the same. Just like this. It'll be different to these ones. And kind of that's what you want, yeah. So it's like, yeah, it stands out. You know that that's where you're supposed to be going. Yeah, okay. So we'll just put these here for now. Just like that. Yeah. I'm just considering, I mean, we could lower that floor by one in theory, and we might end up doing that. I don't think we need to worry about that right this second. Alright, and again here we know it was 3. Yeah, again, so let's look at this. Yeah, and I think we'll get the roof beam across now as well. And this is where the roof beam comes in, yeah. Yeah, okay, so that's cool. Just like that. And let's go, we put this away. Then we needn't have. We use these now. Right there. Again, we haven't got this design down here on this side. With these white blocks, I don't think. No, and it's kind of deliberate because, like I say, this is the back of the house. I want these to feel like the backs of the houses almost. But this we want to stand out because this is the entranceway, right? This is the dangerously placed. I definitely think we need to just narrow this a touch. We'll just take it all, like, this whole kind of corner in by one, I think. But again, we'll probably just match the design. Yeah, we've got a little space of 2 here that we can use. And then like that, and then like that. Yeah, let's stick a couple of stalls in there, maybe have a few villagers selling some wares. Okay, so there's our little archway, yeah. Yeah, nice. I do feel compelled, right? Let's just have a little play. I mean, we've got the structure of the house in now, man. We know it's going to work. We know it's going to work. So let's get a mud brick in, and this won't be the final design for this. But it will help us. I'm not going to throw this on the floor because it'll probably end up in that lava. It will help us just differentiate this thing from the rest of it. And in fact, by the looks of it, I mean, let's try it like that. I kind of do want this to be a wide archway, so I think what we'll do is swap these out. Yeah, actually, then thinking about it, yeah. Let's just have a look. Yeah, maybe we don't. Maybe we actually do indeed have a slightly narrower archway. Purely so we can have a decent floor up in there, up in the attic space above. And what we will do, then we can drop the floor by one is what I'm thinking. If we basically have this like this. We'll work on the design, right? Let's do this first. Yeah, almost. It's a bit narrower than I kind of wanted, but actually I think that works for us. And then we can, as if it's by magic, lower this floor. So we've got kind of reasonably sized floor up there. And again, it won't necessarily stay as this spruce, but that's what we use for the main beams in the buildings. You know, you've got a proper floor that you can stand on and the windows one high. That almost makes sense to me. Or indeed, we can actually clad the floor in here in something special. And you have, you know, a floor to root ceiling kind of window. And that might also be cool. And then we can swap this out underneath also. Just gives us that extra bit of space to play with, basically, for decoration purposes, yeah? Both for the archway and for the this attic space that's going to be above it. Yeah, so, oh, this window. We did it. Okay, I was wondering, it was wrong name because we're kind of one higher up here. That's okay. That's okay. That's still the arch design, as it were. I guess more like this. It kind of drops by 1 year, but I sort of don't want it to do that almost here. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's fine. I say we don't really need to hum and har over the details all that much right now. I mean, they can be a different shape. To be honest, that's not a problem. That for me feels a bit more natural. You know, it fits the space a bit better here. You know, you've got one less. It's closer. You're closer to the arch. You don't want to be banging your head on it. You know, some people are like 6 foot tall, right? Don't want them banging their heads now. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Alright, so what we do know that we need to do is this roof. So let's do this. And I think from there, that's probably a good place to do the windows almost. Yeah, see, so now we know what's going to happen here. Let's bring this down to there. And then I guess this one can either be like this. And again, we can hum and har about the details later. Okay, so what we've done here, let's have a look. Actually, we've done 2 different sort of types almost. What do we prefer that? I prefer the slender type there. I don't think we have it like this necessarily. So, I don't know, maybe it's just like that. Yeah, I think so. There we go. And so this one can indeed just be like that, and then we'll do this. Beautiful, beautiful. We can actually delete these. These are kind of inside the next door's build right now. You know, we're going to delete what we need to as we go, basically. For now, let's just take this along. Little touch. We're not doing the roof right now, but I want to make sure that this is kind of going to work almost. And where does this roof start to raise? Yeah, I mean, it's just like that. Actually, that's cool. Just like that. We know that'll work now. Perfect. Oh, nice, man. This is nice. I don't like building roofs in creative. It's a real bind in survival, yeah, sometimes. And creative, just being able to fly around like this just makes it so much easier. Yeah, let's just get this covered over. And like I say, this is slightly different to the others, yeah, because this is an archway. I kind of want it to be different. And that's not how the others work. But that's right. It'd be a nice, interesting roof to kind of parkour over almost, wouldn't it? Yeah, and I think we'll just get this one in here as well. Oh, I'll tell you what, no, that could be an oversight actually. Let's see, this is what happens when you get too far ahead. Let's actually, let's bring this out a bit here. It's going to be more like this. Oh, slow progress. That's okay, man. We're not in a rush here. Actually, quite the opposite. We're here to chill, man. Oh, I got it. Yeah, see, so this roof also comes down. Let's just figure this out. Right, this one definitely here. We do that. And it goes straight onto next door. I'm doing a bit more on this roof than I anticipated right now. I haven't really technically finished with the walls, but you know, this is okay. This is kind of where it's led us. This is organically what's happened. Let's not fight here, man. Let's roll with it. Let's do this roof. In fact, we will need to get some lights in. I made that mistake last time on. And then we had Mobville up in the building below. We won't go that far with the roof. We'll get some lights down there. Stick a floor in. And make sure the design's working. Get some windows in. I think we'll just do the front part of this roof here like this, just to make sure that we're not going to hit a snag. I don't think we will. We're good. Yeah, okay, so this now in theory, right, would be where this roof will connect on. And this is interesting to figure out. Yeah, we'll do this corner here for sure. Because this is the kind of tricky sort of corner almost. It's not that tricky now. If we're going to hit a snag, it's probably going to be around here somewhere. Alright. Yeah, because I'm almost wondering, I did want this to just go straight along, but it almost seems silly maybe. Considering this is so close, like, and it's kind of like right here, yeah. Let's just see what this looks like, man. Let's play with this and see what this looks like if we have this cut across the top of this, or whether or not we want this reaching down to meet it. In theory, you could have it just cut straight across the top of it like that. And that might actually be better. I mean, on the inside, I'm almost tempted to leave this, because at least on the inside, when you're in here, the roof itself will be one long kind of corridor. I was just thinking that was a bit of a vibe. You know, when you're in there, if you're running through the attics, you'll know that you're in the non-house attic, as it were. In theory, we could just keep this design. It'll certainly make lining this roof up here a bit easier. When we get to this one, because we kind of know then that it matches. And yeah, I think we do. I think we do have that slice across that one like that. So let's kind of make that so. Yeah, it's that one, right? Yeah, like that. Will that? Yeah, so we have to kind of delete that one there, just so it doesn't. It relinquishes control of the block we're trying to connect to. Yeah. Okay, we'll end it there because that's where the house is. And there's a little flat portion here, man. That's quite interesting, yeah. It was kind of unanticipated, but just because of this raised section here, it's kind of made the roof slightly different there. So let's bring this one out as well, just to meet it. See what happens here. I have to try and get some kind of access to this. It's almost like a little balcony up there, isn't it? Yeah, I'm definitely thinking we'll probably just do something like this, at least for now. You know, so it just looks like a normal roof almost. But we, you know, we'll try and give this thing some access from somewhere. We'll see, we'll see. Now, I'm not sure how far that has to go, but we'll just finish this front section of the roof for sure. Only makes sense, man. Yeah, okay, so I think I can see potentially you kind of snagged that. I was almost thinking, you see, like, look, it's a look from this tree. Oh, little horsey. And you. Likes to chill and vibe here as you're watching that car, making sure there's no funny business going on there. It looks like a spy's car or something, yeah. You see how this roof kind of goes up and above those, right? We kind of want that. Don't really need it here. I mean, it does it a bit, yeah. So we kind of want this roof to be raised here almost. So definitely here, we're going straight across. And in theory, we should raise the roof. I mean, we're not going to stress about it too much. As long as it goes up a bit higher, I guess that's okay. But in theory, we should sort of almost raise this section roof like we've done there. Yeah, we need to put a chimney in, so that'll be the point, won't it? Let's have a look. Where's the? We've got 3 houses there, 3 chimneys, so the chimney will be here. And again, we're not going to build a chimney right now, but that's where we'll raise the roof. So we'll stop the roof right there. Yeah, we'll stick a chimney in here, and then the roof on the other side of the chimney will be slightly higher, I guess. Now we'll see how that goes. For now, we're just going to kind of pretend almost that this doesn't exist, this bit here. And have that come across there like that. I kind of like the way that does that. And again, we'll just delete that one. And that one. And that one. Just so that at least there makes sense. Now we might as well take it up to where the chimney stack's going to go in, right? Which is right there. Yeah, okay. I think we'll work on this gable end now. That will help us. Let's figure out what we've done on this one. It's kind of difficult to count these sometimes because you can't really see from the outside where the edge of the actual building is. So let's help ourselves here and get inside here. Into the bathroom. Now that wall's clad, so there's another brick wall presumably on the other side of that one. Let's have a look. We've got this stone on us. Yeah. So it's like 1, 2, and then the third, right, from the window. Oh, I thought we were flying then, man. Let's leave that open. And we'll just see if that kind of works. And we'll just mark the wall here, yeah? So, 1, 2, 3, and then it should be a window. And it's going to be too higher than this one, so... yeah, in theory it should start there. It seems like it's too high almost there. In theory that should be the first exterior window. Now we can check it. Now we can check it. So 1, 2, 3, window of 3, and then 1, 2, 3, and it should be a window of 2. And in theory 3 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 3, and then 3 blocks. Yeah. Okay, so that does work. Yeah, that did work. That's cool. I'm surprised. Can you tell? It doesn't always, man. But that worked. Cool. And they're all the same height, these windows, aren't they? Yeah. Yeah, beautiful. Now let's work out from here, man, what we're doing. I think this is going to be the easiest way to do it. So, yeah, that's a brick there. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, then the window. Then the window, excuse me. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the window. I'm not sure where. Well, we did quite high, these gables, yeah. So the window's like 3 high, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right. We count that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a window of 3. And 5. So what? That's 2, 3, 4. That in theory should be the top of the gable. So that will tell us where we need to be at the front. You know, where we need to raise the roof up at the front to. In theory, that should all work. In theory. Yeah, okay, cool. Looking good. I say if they're slightly mismatched, right, by 1 block or something, as long as it feels balanced. But yeah, no, that works. That's cool. That's perfect. Beautiful. That's what we wanted. So yeah, definitely we got the windows in. No doors or anything yet. We'll concern ourselves with doors later. I'm thinking we need some kind of door. I mean, maybe these ones as well can have a little extension, right? Just like that one there. And it's just this one that doesn't. And maybe they have a door there, maybe they don't. Like I say, it's not a massive priority really. But it does kind of feel almost natural that maybe it should have a door. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm guessing... Is that right? Let's have a look. Did we take it up one more? Yeah, we did, yeah. Yeah. Not sure that feels right. I'll tell you how we could check this, yeah. So from that corner of the window it should be 3. It could be 4. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, and there is 4. Look, so what we've done, I think we actually made an error on that house, I'm not gonna lie, but kind of does make sense. This might mess it up here. Because we'd have to take this one down 1 more, and I'm pretty sure we had to do that on the other one as well. Yeah, because is it 3 across the top then? Is that what we've done? Maluxies. It is, yeah, okay, so that does make sense. Alright, cool. This just ends here like this, that's cool, man. Alright. Now that makes sense. Oh, it's fun. Such fun making roofs, yeah. It is, man. If you're chill, don't stress about it. Take your time. But easier and creative than it is in survival, right? A lot easier, let's be honest. There's still a lot of head scratching, man, just to get it all right, yeah. There we go, though. We got it. And again, I just kind of feel compelled to take it over there, although we'll delete that. When we build next door, we'll be deleting that kind of end block there. That's cool. But for now, it just makes it look a bit prettier, man. A bit more balanced. Alright. Yeah, let's put these in as well. No, just do it like this. Alright. That means we've run out of potion. All good. And then, if I'm not mistaken, then we do we yeah, I think what we do is bring it down by 1 more of these. Yeah. I mean, in theory, that one should be a little bit higher almost. Let's have a look. Because it does raise up by 1 here. So we could indeed just do it like that. Yeah, I think so. Just to kind of keep it stepping up, as it were, not jumping up too much. And again, we've got like a little flat area here, yeah? Quite cool. Definitely a cool little roof to get onto this. We're going to do something quite nifty. I think we'll give it some access from inside here. Now this we kind of made a mess of, didn't we? Kind of wanted this roof to be different to the others, and I suppose it still is. But I do think we're probably just going to end up deleting this stuff here. So we might as well just do that now. It's not going to be different in the way that I envisaged. Yeah, man, that's cool. And let's just build this up as well. Separate these two areas, man. Now we'll leave a door there, so we know that that's the kind of level. Yeah, just a door of 2 like that, man. Now stick a beam in there. Alright. Yeah, beautiful. Okay. I do feel compelled to just bring this across. Just finish this little section off. Yeah, like this. Again, we're probably going to end up deleting at least some of this here when we stick the chimney in. I mean, we could actually just at least notionally stick a bit of a chimney in there now. Let's just line it up. Comes out here as well, like that. I'm pretty sure that's 4 wide. Yeah, beautiful. Just double check this. Yeah, 4x2, 4x2. And how many blocks up, man? Might as well kind of build this. We've got the bricks, the mudstone in us on us already. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. This roof on this other side. Let's have a little swig of our potion. This roof on this other side will be higher, right? So I think with this chimney, just like that one's raised, also needs to be raised by 1 like that. I don't think we're going to top it off properly just yet, not until we know that it's correct. We could at least put that in like that. You know, we've got a little notional kind of chimney there. It seems a bit higher than the other ones, doesn't it? Yeah, so maybe we'll knock that down by 1. Let's have a look. That's the top layer of brick. That should be the top layer of brickstone there. You know, I mean, in theory, that's correct. We're going to leave that there like that, just like that for now. And then just bring this out by 1. And if I remember rightly from the last time we built one of these roofs, I'm pretty sure these gable end kind of roofs, if you like, come in by 1. Like in theory, we should build this up by 1 here as well, you know. Just to make it feel a bit more structurally kind of sound almost. Yeah, let's just count the top here. I think we'll get a beam. So from the very front, right, including the overhang, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then the 9th. Yeah, okay, so 9, and then it steps down. So yeah, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, and then the step down. So I think we'll just get this initial step in right now. Now, both of these. You know, we're just going to end up building this whole roof. Let's just do this. Right, is this working? Let's have a look. Okay, so it's actually this one. Yeah. Bring you out there. Is there a step on the end, yo? Okay, so what are we doing there? Let's have a look. Oh, okay, I see what we've done. That's actually not even a thing. Yeah, okay, so let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then the step. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. There we go. And since we brought this out, I might as well just do this. But this, I think, will be the last thing on the roof. Now we know where it needs to be. We can go downstairs, get some floors in, get some lights in, make sure we don't get too many mobs, or any, in theory, right? Mobs spawning in down there. Yeah, you see, because we can kind of count the steps, yeah, and make sure it just matches these. They're all kind of the same, and like say that this spine needs to raise, yeah, and in theory it has to raise by 2 here. Although I'm just a bit concerned it might look a bit odd if it just raises by 2. It's certainly going to raise by 1. Let's just do this one as well. But it could well be actually because it's raising by 1. I think we probably will just raise it by 1. I think that's okay. Okay that there's a slightly lower almost gap there. I just think that just feels more symmetrical like that almost. Just feels better and think so I think that's okay. I think that's a good reason to make the call that that just gets raised by 1 there like that. And again we just got a little flat portion on the roof here, man. It's cool. Yeah, they're all going to be different. We might actually encounter some problems when we get to the last building because once again they're going to be raised up by 1. I kind of like it. I like there being a variety in the roof here, but it kind of makes it worth you coming up here. We will have to get some lights and stuff up here though. Probably stick some patio furniture, you know, if any of these gaps are big enough, any of these things are big enough, we'll end up sticking some patio furniture on. Right, let's get down in here. That's enough roof work. I think that's going to work, and we'll fill that out shortly, right? But if we do any more, we're going to be getting mob spawning here. So let's get some floors in, and let's stick some lights in, man. We'll use our trusty lanterns, I guess. Use our lantern block, our sea lanterns, just because we know then that can be deleted. It's so obvious, isn't they? Now we also know, right, that he says the floor starts here like this. We can check, make sure the steps, and we can already see that the steps are correct there, man. That's beautiful. And I do know, I mean, that is how the floor goes here. And we will just check. Let's have a little look at yesterday's shop. I say yesterday, 3 days ago's shop, our little pharmacy that we made. Yeah, I mean, you can't actually tell from in here, yeah, because we've kind of changed it up a bit. Let's get in the flat upstairs, our 90s flat that we made. 90s house, this one. My version, anyway, of a 90s house. Yeah, cool, I see. Don't need a full tour, do we? I mean, there it is. There's the garish wallpaper in the front room. Nice little 90s standard kitchen. Not Victorian, not modernistic, not minimalist. Nice just painted beige walls up in here. Just like an ordinary sort of house we were going for. Yeah, what I do remember, it's something that we forgot to do next door yesterday, yeah, and I think we're going to do it now for that reason, that we actually clad the outside of this window with 1 extra block. We did forget to do that at the pharmacy, and we realised right at the end that I hadn't done it. And when we tried to put the security door in, we had to kind of do a bit of jiggery-pokery to make it work. Now if we do this, A, they've got a windowsill to display some goods for the shop, but also B, we can get the security door in here. Kind of perfect. Yeah, that's it, man. Yeah, there we go. And the glass is there, and then the ceiling for the The shop is here, and that is indeed the floor. So let's do this. We're just doing one at a time. It's a bit easier like that. It's a bit quicker. We're not in a rush, but it's nice to get a crack on. Beautiful. All right. Yeah, this is build 4, man. Build 4 on this terrace. They say they all kind of match, all the exact same design. You know, which makes life a little difficult for us. I won't lie, it means we have to count and check and make sure everything's right. But ultimately, that's the vibe. That's what we're doing. This is a terraced row houses, and that's how it is. They're all kind of the same here. They're all going to be very different inside to each other, that's for sure. But on the, you know, the basic structure of these things is all going to be the same. Yeah, we're warming our fingers up now. Get some lanterns in. Also, if I remember rightly, we do indeed have a wall here, and it's kind of a double one, so that we can decorate the inside of the hallway and not lose anything on the outside. Yeah, I can't remember what we did next door. I guess that almost makes sense like that. Yeah, it's not super critical at this phase to get that right. We can fiddle with that when we put the front doors and stuff in, but kind of important we discovered to have this exterior wall here be too thick. Now, we do lose a spot inside here, you see. We clad this wall with wallpaper, as it were. But at the front door, it was kind of like causing us problems. If we do it like that, then we won't have those problems. Yeah, that kind of looks odd. I think what we probably didn't done is this. Just have the brick sit on there, because that just for me sits more comfortably. Let's have a look. Okay, so we've just built the brick up and out here. As you can see, like the wall's too thick here, yeah. I think once again, I think we forgot to do this. Let's check next door, yeah. So I'm not averse to there being slight little differences between the buildings. You know, over the years, yeah, there we go. So this one we did it on, and then we did leave it white. Yeah, over the years, people have knocked down walls. They've made some little changes here and there. That's okay. Let's get some lights in here. Yeah, we don't have to go crazy. Just kind of mob-proof this place for now, yeah? That there. And I just think a couple in the floor don't go amiss. Yeah, for sure. Just stick a couple in there, man, like that. Beautiful. And just likewise here, all these, like, they're so kind of obvious that they need to be deleted, aren't they? It's kind of perfect solution. There we go. I think that'll do up here, man. I don't know why, but doing it this way seems a bit trickier. It's all in the head, yeah. It's the same, surely. Okay, there we go. One little floor, and we also need an attic floor. And again, we kind of have to go next door and check, because I can't quite remember, but I'm pretty sure that's where the floor starts. Let's just go and double check it here, man. You You know, things like the floors. I don't mind, you know, the odd bit of wall or something be different. It's probably easier to check from the attic, yeah. Well, perhaps we will take a little trip up into the attic, yeah. I mean, we can check from here. Let's have a, there's the window. I can't see it because of the curtains, yeah. It's there. Got the block, and then it's the ceiling. Alright. Let's just check in the attic, right? Let's get up. Let's do this thing. Let's do this thing. Let's get up in the attic. Oh, the stairs. I'm not sure we're going to be able to see it. And again, this has kind of just been an extension up here. We kind of, all the attics are getting slightly different. Really can't even see, man. We've just like built over the whole thing, yeah. Just clad the whole thing out. And I'm not going to remove that cladding, man. That's cool. That's a little bedroom. We don't want to disturb them. They're okay. I'm fairly confident that I know exactly where this floor needs to be. I mean, to be honest with you, it's kind of actually probably maybe a bit more obvious that here, this is where it would be. Let's take it from here and see what happens. In fact, that's kind of wrong. We kind of like the beams to match. I don't know why. But yeah, the beam over beam almost. Okay, see. Yeah, so it kind of was wrong. That's where we do it. This is why we check, man. This is why we check. And I've done that wrong as well. Oh, I love it. That was just a test beam. Just a test beam, people. Yeah, definitely making progress here now, man. This is what we needed. Got our arch in, we got our build up. Walls and roof. It's the usual kind of way I do it. Do the walls and roof first. Get it on, come back for a separate stream to do the interiors. You know, kind of split it up a bit. One's a build, and one's a bit of a decoration. But yeah, there's a lot of question marks for this one, yeah, because we've had that arch next door, and also it's raised up by kind of two technically. You know what I mean? Like from the previous one, it's kind of made the roof a bit more complicated, but I think we cracked it. I think we got the system. I think we got the design, and I think it's going to work. Boom. We don't need these. And indeed, we actually don't need these either. Because we just take this floor right across, man. Maximize the old attic space up in here, yeah. Just like this. Yeah. And again, we kind of seal this off, but we don't have a staircase right now, but we will have a staircase. We're not going to put a staircase in there because we don't know where it wants it to be. So when, you know, when we're decorating the inside of this thing and downstairs, we'll decide where the best place to stick a staircase in, and then we will indeed have access to the attic. We usually like to try and have a kind of door in between the attics, right? Because I want this whole kind of city almost, but certainly this block of houses as well. This terrace, should I say, of houses, you know, to be fully traversable. You know, don't go up into the attic and find that you're kind of stuck there. You have to run back downstairs. Really kind of what I want. I much prefer that you could come up here and just kind of like continue forward almost with the exploration, right? So you can come up into the attic and then get into next door's attic. And that shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, I think we'll just, should we, and again here, right, clearly would be kind of a nice access point here into the roof. So I think probably, don't really want it too close to the front. I don't think we want to be able to see it necessarily from the ground. But right there, maybe. Might be a good place to have a little doorway or something. You know, nothing fancy, just kind of like that almost. If we put a half slab on there, yeah, we can still get out of there. That's cool. Again, we can change this brick out. Yeah, that's really not an issue. I don't think. Don't need to just now. At least then we know we've got a little bit of access up onto the roof there. That's quite cool. We're going to need a floor here, so I'm thinking we have like a little... Does this beam make sense anymore? I don't think it does. Yeah, I mean, I think it's more... We'll just remove it for now. I'll probably replace it with light blocks. And more like have a beam just across here, I guess. So why don't they match? Oh yeah, okay, because these are no longer necessary on the interior, huh? I say we'll decorate this place quite independently of whatever's going on outside. I would just put a beam up here. I need some kind of beam, so something that's holding it up there, really. Yeah, I mean, we could in theory have a beam on there, but that's really not a priority. I mean, what I'm concerned in here with kind of getting the floor in, but honestly, this wasn't really part of the plan necessarily of having a floor in this thing. But I think we're just going to put it there. We're going to let it simmer. And we're going to see how it feels with it having a floor. See if we just want this to be a kind of, you know, I don't know, we could almost have like an arched ceiling above that window, you know, and have like a strange kind of arched floor upstairs. Should we ask the trader what he thinks? What they think? We'll just put this in for now though, and just let it sit there. Yeah, see how it feels after a little while. I don't think we need to fully clad the floor out, as it were. We can get on our feet now and have a little look. It kind of makes it a bit dingy in here. It wasn't really the vibe we were going for. I don't think we do have a floor here. I honestly think. I'm just going to take this one out for now. Better vibe here would be almost to have like, I don't know, like a stepped floor. I mean, it's kind of strange almost, yeah, to have that from the upstairs point of view. But like, and in this attic, it's just going to be a strange little space. But from down here, we'll have like an arched ceiling. Again, we kind of don't need to concern ourselves too much with the exact design right now. Almost like that. Where that this one there. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we don't need these. We can take these away now. I mean, we could just go the whole hog and just have it almost like that. It feels, I don't know, a little bit too much. You know, you want some usable space up in this attic, yeah. It'll kind of be like this, and you know what I mean? It'll be a strange little space. I mean, I'm just filling it up a bit. But yeah, I do think that's probably the way to go. Let's just let both of those simmer, and we'll see what works best in there later on. What we will need is some lights down there for sure, man. So, let's just pop some in. Yeah. And we can just put some across here, yeah. So I can actually get from beam to beam, I guess, without having to jump. Stop any nasties spawning in here once we built this roof, yeah. Alright, yeah, let's get cracking with this roof, man. Let's fill out this roof now and see how this all works. Okay, well, that bit works. That's pleasing. And again, probably do the same thing here, I guess, and maybe have an access point. And I think we'll just cut a notional one in there for now. Let's not do that one. That messes the vibe up. We at least have almost like a skylight or something. Yeah, I think we'll just leave that like that for now. Yeah, let's start this one at the top and work them round, man. These ones come down and meet this other roof somewhere, and we need to figure out where that somewhere is and what to do with that kind of junction. Nice. Or we need to stick some lights in this attic. I don't think we've done that yet. Finish this little section here. Stair jank. That's somewhere right here, isn't it? It seems on the next one, or maybe even technically on this one. Let's get the next lot of steps across, and then we'll stick some lights in the attic. And I'm happy. It's come together, man. There's been a little bit of head scratching, a little bit of humming and hawing, a little bit of deleting and adding blocks here and there, but this design did work and it did come together. So yeah, right there, right, in theory. So it's almost like, I don't know, almost like, I guess, figure this out. I guess like this. Yeah, not quite. So yeah, of course, because this raises by one here, yeah. So in theory, let's just do this. On this side of the attic, it should actually be more like this. And then we'll just figure out how this connects here. So what's in there? Yeah, we can use that space, man. We can use that space. And then no, like that. Oh, interesting. Yeah, we haven't had much of this. We haven't had much of this where it doesn't kind of meet up nicely and stuff like that. It's the first kind of bit, but I think all we need to do actually is do this. Gotta take this right down almost. Da-da-da. Yeah, just like that, and then the same here. Oh, okay, so yeah, done the same thing again. Dang, and then dang. Alright, so maybe we have this more here, right? Purely so that we can do that. Beautiful. Don't really need those to be on there like that, to be honest, but I just feel it feels a bit more secure almost. Yeah, just like that, man. That's where it joins up, and that's cool. I mean, I'm quite happy with that bit being like that. Have a look, if we did change it, would that work? It's worth trying, man. It's worth... Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It does work. That's cool. That's better. Okay, a little bit of jank. That's okay. We deal. Cope. And now we've got the roof raising as we need it to. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure this gets closer and closer to this roof as we go. Like on the next one, there's going to be no step. Thankfully, we only have to raise up by one more. Yeah, just by that kind of one there. And so what will happen on the next one, this will just come straight down. It might look odd, we'll see. And if it does, all we'll do is we'll just knock this whole thing back by one. And we'll decide on that next time, yeah. We don't have to massively concern ourselves with that right now, but I can already see that that's going to be a kind of issue. Kind of happy with that, just being like that. They kind of get almost bigger and bigger from the front, don't they? We have done this right here. I know we have. Let's have a look. Yeah, they all line up, yeah. Yeah. Oh look, okay, so this is what happens when we don't light up the area. You guys are nothing but trouble. Stop it, you. I'm not gonna bash them. No, I'm gonna leave them be, right? It's our fault that they're here. Not your fault you exist, is it? Oh, they are frustrating, aren't they? Yeah, go on, off you go. Happy to nudge you off the edge. Off you go. Maybe we do deal with this. Let's deal with this. We've got a shovel on us. He's already making us break our roof. What are you doing to us? That's better. Nice and peaceful. That's what we want, man. Peace. All the noise that they would give you, yeah? Where's that other one gone? Yeah, we're alright now. We're alright. Alright. Yeah, beautiful. Let's carry this along then. No more mobs, please. They didn't waste any time, did they, in spawning in those lot? Right, so... I mean, maybe what it is, I'm just thinking, yeah, maybe that front roof does, because what we didn't do, we raised it only by 1 instead of 2. In theory, this should be 1 higher. Ah, okay, that's interesting. Do you know what we've done? Let's have a look. Is that a function, yeah? Of the fact that the building raises by 1, but look. The line of this roof here doesn't match this one, and they say in theory. Okay, yeah, of course, it is a function of the fact that it gets raised. This one doesn't either, yeah. Yeah, it's 1 higher, so it pokes out by 1, right? That kind of makes sense, I guess. Yeah, it's cool, man. It's a slightly different shape. That's okay. It's definitely correct, man. Yeah, just looking. Yeah, it comes down to the bottom of the white bricks that are there. There's 3 of them. Comes out the bottom, comes out, sticks on the wall. This one's a bit odd. That brick doesn't need to be there. I guess neither does that one. And it's just 2 on that one. Just again, just because the roof's had to raise for this building here without having an official kind of border next to it. That's cool. But yeah, it comes down to the white block and then comes out on the roof. That's correct. And in theory, I guess what we should have done is raise this right up here. Yeah, we're not going to do this, but I just want to... Yeah, of course, because that's a thing now. So it would be like, in theory, it would have been like that. Yeah, maybe we should do that, actually. That is the issue. That is something that we've kind of gotten wrong there, as it were. Let's do this. Let's just see. Let's see what happens at this end here now. Yeah, I don't think so. I think it was better before, man. I really do. You say it's a slight variation on the design almost. But I think it looked better. It's worth a try, man. Anybody who watches these streams knows that I'm not averse to trying things. And if we don't like it, we delete it. That's cool. Yeah, I do think it was better before. I think it's better like this. Yeah, for sure. I say it's a slightly different design on the roof, yeah. I actually kind of prefer it almost because it just makes it feel a bit different, man. Just changes it up a little bit. I'm not even sure how it's ended up like that. You know, I'm not even going to lie, but I think it's because this was supposed to raise by 2, but I just didn't want it to. I didn't want it to jump by 2 at this chimney. I just think that would have been just odd. Like, it's raised up by 1 all across here, but there is no chimney here at this raising point here. So, like, that one's had to stay smooth, even though technically this building has been raised by 1. So in theory, we should have caught up here and raised it by 2, but we haven't. So it means we've got like an extra spare block there, but I think that's the solution to it. I think that's fine. Yeah, I mean, you literally can't even tell from the ground. Cool. And I do think actually on these ones, if I'm not mistaken, we bring these out by 1 more. Saw it on the other side there. Just on these overhangs. Give it a little bit of extra trim here, man. Yeah, just like that. Yeah. Beautiful. Okay, and in a roundabout way, that's the roof's done. That's the roof's and the walls done. We've just got a couple more blocks here, it seems. Yeah. In theory, like you say, we really don't need to do this, but I just kind of like almost to do it, you know. Because, you know, we're going to be building another house here. And so just like on this one, when we started this one, we'll kind of delete those end ones. But I don't know, it just makes it feel better, like, you know what I mean? It makes it feel a bit more finished on the side here, up until the point that we do indeed come in, which will probably be tomorrow. Or the day after tomorrow, I'm thinking. And build the next door's building right there. For now, that's nice like that. And again, likewise with the wall. Although to be fair, this wall will probably end up staying. For the most part, a little doorway we'll have, right there like that. You see, it's kind of nice, yeah? Almost nice like that. I'm not sure what the end one's going to look like, but if it ended up looking like that, I wouldn't mind. We would you know, stick half blocks on there. We're not going to do that on here. It's not necessary, because that's getting deleted, yeah. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, that's our structure, man. Like I say, I do suspect we will build another little extension of some sort. Maybe not out of brick. Maybe we'll build like a wooden one or something. It depends, yeah, it depends. See how we feel when we come to do that. But yeah, let's just get feet on the ground in here. All we have to do now is decorate the insides of these things, man. That's where we go. And I kind of do the windows. We could do the windows now in theory. I mean, we might do, right? We do know how to do the windows. It's quite relatively simple. But they're almost part of the interior interior decoration, sorry, I'm trying to say, yeah. In my mind. Let's have a look. Yeah, because we'll pick out a bit of glass and stuff like that. We could just do the overhangs of the roofs on these windows for sure. That definitely does make sense to do. Let's do that now. And just nice and simple, man. Really adds a vibe though, yeah. A little swig of our potion. Yeah, and then just like this. Do we? I don't think we bother with those there. No, we just leave those like that. Yeah, that's cool. You know, the window itself kind of does the job of decorating that particular bit. Yeah, nice. And we might as well stick all our parapets and stuff like that on you. Just finish off this design, man. While we're here doing this, let's get our parapets. Which are these little dibbly things. Yeah, and again, see, because these kind of raise with the building almost, so we have to kind of decide almost here where is the point where this building raises. Let's have a look. Oh, because there's just one parapet on the side of the window, so that's the point there. Raises right there. Yeah, and that's worked out. And again, we stuck parapets on the side of the last one. I don't think we need to bother with that on this one. Because it's like I say, there's going to be a build right next to it. We're going to chop this section of roof out and lump the wall right on that wall. And again, oh, I can tell you what, we need another type of parapet. Let's get off capital locks and get our diorite parapets. Pretty sure we're done with these roof tiles. Famous last words, but I do think that we are. Little windowsills, right? You know, if you use them for data rails, you can use them for shelves. Right now we're using them for windowsills. And they work a little treat, man. Beautiful. We have to get some windowsills down the bottom. Did we put a little one on? No, I didn't think we had. Not on the little square window. That kind of just stands alone like that almost. Yeah, I'd say we could almost just put the glass and stuff like that in now. It kind of does make sense here. Let's go down and around and do the window frames at the back first. Just remind ourselves what this design was. Again, I think we'll just stick with the same sort of design. It kind of looks nice and fancy, doesn't it, for this big window? Nice little central section like that. It narrows out to the edge. Done. Ah, I see, it was famous last words. We do require these. Again, I guess we'll just do it the same. Bring them out by 2. I mean, it almost looks odd that, I guess, against the roof, right? Because the roofs actually just poke out by 1 at the back. Kind of deliberately. It's not an oversight. That's just how they do. I don't know, though. I kind of need that one to do that. I think we do indeed just bring these out by 2. Most of the building, most of these here don't have those type of things, but I think that's okay here. And I'm also thinking here it's slightly different to the front, which is cool. We just bring it down by 1 more. I'm not sure why we haven't done it at the front, but I think we discounted it there. But here I think that works, man. It's right up in line with the arch as well. It kind of covers the whole thing. It keeps the rain off you, man. Yeah, let's get some windowsills in. Let's finish off the exterior of this build properly, right? For sure, man. And wherever the parapet's in relation to this, I think it's like... yeah. Right? Yeah, 1 block from the top. So... ooh. Yeah, we'll decide if that looks odd shortly, but I don't think it does, but I think we need to bring this one out to here. Like that. It just breaks up the wall a bit for sure, yeah? And I'd say carries the design on along the whole building. Beautiful. Now let's give these things a roof, and I do know like an overhang, yeah? Surround. I'm not sure what the official term is for these things. Oh, do you know, I don't think they are calcite bricks. I'm not sure what they are. Are they diorite? Yeah, I think they're these ones. I think they're diorite brick slabs there. Oh. I say it's slightly different design. I'm just thinking the back kind of almost looks a bit more weather beaten. Let's just have a look. Did we? Yeah, just straight across. 1, 2, 3 like that. And then a little drop. Just like that, man. Yeah, beautiful. And let's just get the windows in. No sense for us doing this and then not actually having the windows. The windows are nothing to do with the interior design, really, are they? They are what they are. This is the window frame that the building has, come what may. So we can add diorite. I think it is diorite again. We're kind of probably going to have to go and check and make sure it's not quartz, but I'm fairly certain, like 99% certain, yeah, it's diorite there, yeah. Beautiful. Nice and Victorian, yeah. We spent like a good half hour tinkering with the window designs, like trying to vanilla them, putting vanilla panes in and stuff like that at the front, before even realizing that we had these windows modded in. And then we deleted all like half an hour's work so we could put these in. It was a good decision, man. Good decision, because these are just the vibe. And then we have like mosaic glass up the top, and again that's kind of to do with the interior decoration, so we'll just leave that for now until we decide on the colour scheme inside, and then we'll know what kind of glass we're going to have. Oh no, I'll tell you what, I'm thinking about it, right? Look, I think we've used the same glass on the back for each build. On the front the glass is different. We have a mosaic glass, like each building has its own kind of vibe. The mosaic glass at the front, but back here we have these, and I'm pretty sure the main window at the front also does have that, so we can probably go around and do that as well. Yeah, just like that, man. Alright, beautiful. I won't worry about any kind of extension, not until we're building the next door's build. We'll know what's what then, yeah, for sure. Leave that for now, it's just a little doorway to be. That goes in there. You say, well, we'll choose some mosaic glass to go in there. And then, you know, we'll put it in the top of the door there, put it in the top of the shop front here. Really not sure on the colour scheme yet. That's going to be on the next stream. That'll be on the interior decoration stream. Got to leave something for our future selves, yeah. Let's just get this thing airtight though, yeah. At least on the window front. Beautiful. And one final thing. All these shops, they have the same windows like at the front. Again, I just want a bit of uniformity. They all got different banners across the top of the doors. All got different mosaic glass, but the actual shop windows are all just like this. I didn't want to put that half an hour we spent on vanilla in windows into total waste, and we decided the slate was a good vibe. And so yeah, that's how they stay, man. That's how the shop windows all are. Beautiful. There's one last little thing that we'll do. And that's these. These go on the steps. Put those window bits up there now. Like this, yeah? And again, it's kind of, this one's slightly different because it raises by one. So I just think we'll scratch our heads quickly on that. It goes up, so there's two of these, and then there's a 3 block flat section on the top in theory. There should be, in theory, 2 of these. Just like that. Oh, it's 2, yeah? Yeah, see, so again, that's 2, that makes sense, because it was raised by 1, and that's only 2 steps. Beautiful. Now, we're not going to put a front door on. Like I say, we'll pick some colours out next time. Next stream is colours. This stream was this. The interior, getting the build in. So again, we haven't got a staircase. We'll have to fly up into the attic, but that's the first floor. That's the flat. Right, the first floor of the flat. Built, and this is the shop. And again, I just wanted this here for the visual. That's going to be the floor of the shop. Right here. You know, we just keep it level. And there's not that much of a basement yet. We'll probably just end up ignoring this. It's a clothes shop. I mean, maybe, to see how we feel on the street, maybe we'll make a basement. We haven't given any of these a basement yet, but like I say, this land is extremely hollow underneath, so it's kind of a dangerous thing to do. I think we'll be alright, man. We can at least maybe squeeze a basement in. Alright. Okay, we'll clad all the ceilings and stuff like that. Let's get up. Okay, that's the first floor, right? Get up into the attic. Use our little side door here. If we can. There we are. Yeah, we've got an attic space. Now, this isn't technically part of the build, but I do suspect. I mean, I'm not sure we want to make a decision on this now. Let's say, because this is kind of part of a totally different build almost. You know, we'll work on this archway when we're building this plaza. And I do strongly suspect that we might end up doing that sooner than I'd anticipated, because I don't really like the idea of leaving it as grass. But yeah, I don't know. Let's have a look, because like, you will have access. I don't know what we've done here. Yeah, that's the little blue bedroom there. There's actually no access point there. I know for a fact that there is a desk there. But maybe we don't have access through and through. Maybe indeed this is just an isolated kind of attic space. That could work. I think that the only thing we'll do here now is just bring this across. Just to kind of, so we can get a little bit more of a better feel for a potential vibe for this thing. I mean, don't get me wrong, I am actually keen to do this. I could almost just continue and do this now. It would be such a distraction. Once I start building this mud brick plaza, we're not going to want to stop. And we've still got 2 Victorian houses to do before we indulge in a new project. This is the grind. This is how it works, man. This is okay. So look at there. I'm almost thinking, yeah, we definitely don't want these. No, I've already decided we're not going to have roof. It's going to be a nice, tall, open space up in here. It's going to be too oppressive, otherwise, too depressing almost. You know, we can hang things from the ceiling. It'll be cool, man. It'll be a nice place to walk through. Lots of light blocks, lots of light, lots of activity. In this little bit, already busy here. The trader understands what's going on here, man. We'll leave that there. I might almost leave those. Like, say, put chains on them and hang them from the ceiling. I mean, we could do some cool things, yeah. But yeah, I'm feeling this for a vibe like this. You know, it definitely won't be made out of this spruce, but it's a good kind of temporary block. It's inoffensive, neutral color. I am thinking maybe almost like it should do that. Like this is what we thought originally, but I wasn't sure if it looked cursed. I think we'll get this kind of roof on in here. Let's get down on the ground and see how that looks. Yeah, I don't think it does look cursed. I think it looks actually, if anything, where are we? A bit too much like this. And that's quite cool because at least like this we've got semi-usable space up above as well. Are we stuck here? Oh. We're stuck again. Yeah, just like that, man. Oh, these lights are more trouble than I thought they'd be, yeah? Yeah, just kind of like that, yeah. So we've got like a nice... Oh, okay, I'll tell you what, let's do this. Look, we've forgotten a window. See what I'm saying? This is what I was saying right at the beginning of the stream. I was saying there's things that I don't spot. Like, hadn't even spotted. We missed that window, but we have spotted it. And we can fix it. Beautiful. Although, to be fair, that might change. We may actually change this for stained glass window. Maybe make a little stained glass window there, but for now we'll just leave it like that. Definitely better than leaving it empty. Yeah, but yeah, you see, I kind of almost like that. You know, maybe change it out for something else, but you know, I like the idea of hanging chains there and having these lights hanging down or something like that. I'm kind of designing that. We've got room to play with up there. That's the important thing. Okay, that's cool. That's progress. That's actually that section reasonably kind of ready to go there now, yeah. And we'll bring it through. Nice little welcoming walkway, a pathway here. I definitely think we want kind of stalls here, you know. Things for sale, even here. Like, even before you get in there, they're trying to sell you stuff to get money out of your pocket, yeah. And then you come through and it's going to open up. It's going to be a massive shopping square, like an open plaza with trees and benches, stuff like that. It's going to be surrounded on all sides by shops. And the nearest road is going to be way down there, so it's going to be like totally pedestrianised. We're going to delete this basically. We'll probably leave it there, yeah, but just like build over the top of it, flatten it all off. I mean, it may well be that we have a sneaky side road almost coming off of it under like an underpass. You know, I wouldn't mind having a road that connects, because this car park, right, takes up such a chunk of land that we're not going to be able to have a road over it. Would make sense to have a little road that cuts underneath it. And this could be a really good pre-made channel for said road. And like I say, you know, this is pretty here as well, but I'd be quite happy to lose this and have this road come up and connect to this one here, right here. And then maybe we, you know, maybe we do just jump across this in a straight line and have like a side road here. We'll mull over that, man. That might be quite cool. Because this road here is being extended 100%. Come what may. This thing's heading south. And I just thought, like, it would be nice to have a straight bridge, yeah? But I kind of want to avoid that hill, and I just wanted a bit of interest. I want it to be a totally square grid system. I just thought it might be quite cool to have the road go down there. And an angle for the shopping street. But maybe it does just jump across there in a straight line. Maybe we do have an underground kind of road there. That would be quite cool, right? A tunnel, effectively. I mean, it's kind of begging for it. That takes us down and connects us underneath that car park, which kind of like consumes a huge chunk. Yeah, I kind of like that idea. That might work. You say, lots to think about, lots to do in this scene, man. We definitely need to pretty up this arch. You know, again, we'll bring it out somewhat, make it three-dimensional out here. Probably hang some nice things down off these ones. Make it all look really nice, yeah? Narrow that down just a touch, but leave it there. And we'll basically have cafes, clothes shops, all sorts of shops, little food shops. You know, we go right at about there. big old shopping square, a big old pedestrian area. You could call it a battle arena. You know, if you're playing PvP up in here, it'd be a nice battle arena for you. Alright, beautiful, man, beautiful. We're going to leave it there. We're going to leave that stream right there. That little toilet. I'll tell you what, I could use that right now. It's a shame you can't digitally go for a loo. Like really, truly digitally kind of go for a loo somehow. It's ridiculous. I'll tell you what, should we do one last thing? There's always one last thing. We can be confident now that that chimney is correct. It looks proportionately correct. It looked a bit tall earlier. And it kind of is a bit tall, I guess. But it does need to raise by 1. And it does raise by 1. And so it kind of is what it is. So yeah, this is really simple now. Just finish this off right. Let's get our parapets one more time. And I'm pretty sure we just used spruce parapets on that. Let's have a look. I'm looking at them now in my side eye there, and I'm confident that that's what they are. So we're just going to grab the spruce one. I'm just going to grab a little chimney. And we can quickly do this, man. See what I mean? How handy these parapets are. Nice chimney vibes going up in here, man. This is the finishing touch for the stream. There's always one extra little thing to do, I find. And then another. And then usually another and another. But that is it. Is it too high? Oh, should we land on this truck? On the roof of the truck. I don't think the truck's driving. Oh, I forgot to put little lights on there. Yeah, it feels too high. But I don't think it is. Should we just check? That should be just one block above. And it is indeed just one block. Now that's cool, man. That's it. That's it. The chimney rises because the chimneys rise, yeah? I mean, you know what might be throwing me off is the fact that those two chimneys are the same height. And then this one rises. And there is indeed going to be another 2 chimneys. So perhaps our subconscious is correct here, you know. Perhaps this is too high. Perhaps we just raise them up in stacks of 2, right? The first 2 are the same height. This one can be the same height. It's really not that tricky. And then the final 2 can be raised up by 1 also. It's just something about it. Like I say, in theory, it was the right height. But my brain is just saying to me, it's too high, and I'm trying to ignore it. But I think that's the wrong thing to do, and I think the thing to do is to listen to your brain in those situations. And make the change. We also need to do this kind of stuff. Like make some... You know, make this roof feel a bit more interesting. I keep promising to do that. We will do that at some point. Yeah, and this roof's far too clean, far too samey right now. That feels better to me. Now my brain is not screaming at me anymore that that needs to be changed. That's correct. Beautiful. We're happy with that. Yeah, let's land. I quite liked standing on top of the truck. Sorry, trucker. I don't actually think after we built it we've ever stood on this since then. I don't know if we can open that. I don't think so. I think you can open it from the other side. Yeah, but not from here, which makes sense, right? Security, man, and all this. There we go. Another build, man. That's the 4th on the street. 4.5, technically. And it's just 2 more to go, man. 2 more to go, and then this street's done. And we're going to work on roads after this. Prior to building a much more modern build for sure. We've got a little doctor's surgery marked out on the corner there. We're gonna build that. That's gonna be a real quick little build. That doctor's surgery. You know, we've got the pharmacy here. It's the reason we put the pharmacy there is because the doctor's surgery there. So I think what we'll do is we'll extend this road across. Not build a bridge, I don't think, for now. Just kind of get it to the waterfront. Right? Let's say the bridge will be kind of a stream of its own almost. But we just want the road to go out there. And let's have a look. And I want a kind of southern border basically on this thing. I mean, who knows? Well, I don't have to be too strict. Maybe we will build a bridge. Maybe the next mission, I am thinking, again, my brain's screaming at you might as well build a bridge. So maybe we will. Maybe the next stream will be just extending this road building a bridge, and we'll carry on extending the road, man, all the way south. Like I said, originally I wanted it to go that way, but I just think we'll keep it in a straight line till it hits the highway down there. This, which is a big circular around the whole centre, but as you can see there, it's end of day, you see, because that's what I got in mind when we're building roads. It's almost like end out the waterway there and then extend the circular. Already got it marked out, man, everywhere it needs to be. We'll see how it goes. Let me know what you think, what you want to see. Would you rather me build a nice wide highway like that? All these little roads with a bridge. You know, we've got to do it all. Ultimately, it's all got to get done. So let's land on a pallet. But yeah, so just 2 more of these buildings now, yeah? And then we'll be on roads, man. We're going to definitely significantly extend the network. Get ourselves quite a few more building plots prepared. And then build some modern buildings. And I'm thinking like tower blocks, like office blocks. You know, not quite skyscrapers. Will be building skyscrapers in the banking district for sure. But more like, you know, your blocks of flats. A tower block of flats, an office block with glass windows, maybe 12, maybe 13 floors high, something like that, you know, not quite a skyscraper, but definitely a tower block. So I'm looking forward to doing that, and that'll be a much more modern vibe, yeah. But we need to do the roads before that, and we need to do this house before that, so there's a lot to do, so stay tuned, man. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you have a good day or night or whatever time it is wherever you are in the world. Yeah, I hope you have a good one. Oh, that's not a good place to end it. Let's get it on there. Look. I hope you have a good one. Awesome. Take care.